Hey guys, so this is part 2 of how I made my razor cut U part. If you'd like to see how I made the actual unit, please click in the bottom of the screen and you can go right to that video. But this is part 2 and I'm going to show you how I'm going to apply the wig clips and how I'm going to cut and style this unit. So we're going to start off by showing you the wig clips that I'm going to be using. So if you've seen part 1 of this video, you know that this whole wig comb, they came in one solid piece, and what I did was break it apart so that I can have more wig pieces to apply to the wig. It's a cheap way to do it, and all of those clips only cost $1. Now I'm going to be using a needle and thread, and I'm going to be sewing those wig clips underneath the elastic band of this unit. So far I'm going to be sewing in 3, and then later on I'm going to go back and sew 2 more where my U part is going to be. Now, I don't mean to scare you, but this is my Meek Mill braids that I'm going to be wearing underneath my U part. As you can see, the braids aren't neat or anything like that. I just wanted to make sure that I had enough of my natural hair sectioned out so that when I do apply my U part, it will blend in seamlessly. So now that I applied my U part, I'm going to take my natural hair out and I'm going to be applying a heat protectant. This is by Joico and it's their Heat and Shine Serum. I'm going to apply that all through the hair, but I'm just going to concentrate that on the ends because of course that's where most of the heat is going to be. Also, I'm going to be using my wax stick by Care. I love this product and it works really well for natural hair. You can also use if your hair is relaxed, but it works amazing for natural hair. I'm going to apply it to my roots and then I'm going to use my favorite flat iron. Actually, this flat iron is very inexpensive. I shouldn't say it's my favorite, but it's very inexpensive. And I'm going to just flat iron my natural hair just to cover out my U part. And I actually like doing this because it just makes the whole bob look more natural versus using a closure. You're just going to flat iron your natural hair and that's going to be how you're going to blend it all in. Okay, now we're going to jump right into the haircut. I'm going to be using a razor and I'm just going to use a tail comb. And I want this cut to be very natural. So I'm just going to let the hair kind of flow the way it's naturally going to fall. And I want this bob to be graduated. So what that means is I want it to be longer in the front and shorter in the back. So basically asymmetrical. And as you can see, I have my head tilted. And that helps me to get the hair to lay on my neck the way I want it to without having a really blunt cut with the razor. As you can see, I'm tilting it, just kind of looking to see how short it's going and how it's going to naturally fall. And I'm just going to continue to razor cut it. So now that the guide light is in, I'm going to continue to cut the hair. I'm going to be starting from the back and I'm going to take my razor and go in a downward motion just to get that long asymmetrical cut in the front. I'm going to continue to do the same exact thing on the opposite side, starting from the back, going in a downward motion to get the asymmetrical cut that I'm looking for. Now I'm going to show you how I trim my back up. Now I'm just going to be taking all the excess hair and pulling it to the front, but when I get to the back, I'm going to pull it into a ponytail and you can kind of feel that there is some hair that's uneven. So I'm going to be kind of taking it like a rake and I'm going to razor all of that hair off until it's even straight across. I am going to be using a mirror in between doing this, but you can kind of see there's a long piece of hair and I'm just going to fill my way until I know that it's gone, and then I'm going to just continue to check the back as I'm working. Now I'm going to start cutting the front. I do want a little bit of a layer, not so much that it's so drastic, but just a little bit. So what I'm going to do is over direct the hair, and basically what that means is taking the hair and pulling it in a direction that is not going to lay. So I'm going to be pulling the hair to my right and then I'm going to razor the hair going downward, and that's going to help the hair flow a little more naturally versus, again, having too much of a blunt cut. You can get a blunt cut with the razor, and I like to try to avoid that as much as possible. So over directing the hair in the direction that it's not going to fall will help to remove a lot of that excess weight. And I'm just going to continue to do that until I get as much layering as I desire. I'm not sure exactly what I'm going for, but I know I want a little more layer. So I'm just going to keep on cutting until I get what I want. Now the easy part, flat ironing. This is very basic, it's very simple. I'm not going to do anything extra. I'm just making sure that the ends are not straight. So it's going to be a very light flat iron, and the sections are not going to be small by any means. I think when you take bigger sections, you get a lot more body versus trying to make everything so sleek and straight. I'm not a fan of straight hair anyway, so I'm just going to take really big sections and kind of bend the ends, and I'm going to be shaking my hair, as you can see, just to make sure that I'm giving the movement that I want. And I'm sorry that I'm chewing and talking. My friend walked in, but I'm just going to basically go through my hair with a really light flat iron, making sure that my natural hair blends with the U part, and that's going to be basically it for the flat ironing section. So now the final step is adding my edge control. I'm going to be using this edge control I got from my local beauty supply store, and this was by ChimereNicole. I'm just going to apply a little bit of that to where I had my leave out. If you remember how my braids looked, those meat meal braids underneath this, yes, it was a mess. So I have to add a little bit of edge control, and I'm just going to apply it just on the hairline and a little bit where my part is, just to help blend my U part with my natural hair. So that's it for this tutorial, ladies. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope that it was informative for you. Don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe to my channel. You can do that by clicking the red subscribe button in the corner, and I will see you guys next time.